In this video, we're sharing 3 unconventional ways to get more views on your YouTube channel, especially if you're starting from scratch and just trying to get your channel to grow. But hey, if you're just joining us, we are live on Video Influencers or maybe on the rebroadcast. And this is going to be a training with 3 kind of deep dive strategies. So we're going to get into it in just a second. But Benji, if people don't know about Video Influencers yet, what are we all about?
What's up, guys? I am Benji. Welcome to Video Influencers. We're helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. You know, Sean and I, we've been on YouTube for a combined number of years of 20 years. We've seen so many success stories as well as so many opportunities for us. So we decided to create this channel to help you guys with weekly tips and tricks videos, as well as interviews with some of the most successful YouTubers we know. So we're excited to jump in, you guys. As always, if you're new to this channel, please thumbs up, consider subscribing, and share this with anybody that might want to be part of this Q&A because we're live right now, you guys.
Right now, and Creative Queen, Jessica, Austin, Nisa, Gordon, thanks so much for being here live. But if you're on the rebroadcast, we have so much great content for you as well. And we have some slides today so we can jump into those right now. And we're talking about 3 unconventional ways to get more views on YouTube. And so if you're just joining us though, and we kind of already said this, but our mission is to help you build your influence, income, and impact with YouTube and online video. And that's what this channel is all about. And as Benji just said, if you can share this out, maybe you know somebody who wants to grow their influence, make a greater impact on your favorite platform. Sharing is caring. Now, we kind of want to start off with this question. How can you grow your YouTube channel and get views when you're just starting out? These tips will work for you no matter what level you're at, and they'll help you grow faster. But we know that a lot of you in the community here are sometimes wondering like, man, I'm at 100 subscribers or I'm at 1,000 and it's one by one. I'm just trying to put that grind in. These are practical, tactical strategies that you can implement to really actually grow your channel from any level, even if you're at 0. And the first tip that we have for you today is the Twitter tag tactic. So we hope you're using Twitter because Twitter is one of our favorite platforms. And what this is where you tweet a YouTube video and you tag a brand, company, or person, and your goal is to get a retweet. And we have some cool examples for you. And one of the power tips here is that on Twitter, you can actually tag a photo with up to 10 accounts, meaning it won't take up your actual characters, and we'll share that in a second. So here's an example of a brand that I did recently. So I have a tech channel called Think Media, and I will sometimes work with brands. Now, here's the thing. Even if you're not working with the brand, in fact, this was just kind of a free product review, but it was not official sponsorship. But even if you just review a product, you review a book, you review anything, you work with somebody, any reason to really tag another account, whether they know about it or not, maybe you shout somebody out, maybe you mention somebody, any reason that your video content would be retweetable by that brand. So in this case, we were reviewing a gimbal, tag them, and sure enough, got a couple retweets. And you can see, you can get, boost your impressions, you get more media views, you get more engagement when you do that. So one of the people in our community, Miguel, he's got a music channel. So he actually did a review of a book called The Art of Mixing by Mixer Man. Did the video, the guy had no knowledge of him doing this, but just adding value. And that's the thing, right? If you're promoting somebody else and you're reviewing their product, you're talking about them, you're shouting them out, you're grateful for them, you really want to make sure you get that on their radar so that they could spread that further. And sure enough, in this particular case, Mixer Man retweeted it, got a couple likes. And this is important to know. Miguel is just starting out. Like, he's grinding right now. He's putting in the hustle. But because of tactics like this, he recently passed 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He's already getting free products, a lot of cool things. And so never forget that YouTube channels grow 1 subscriber at a time. That sometimes, like, this is not like tweet it and all of a sudden, whoa, I got 10,000, I got 1 million views. It's just hand-to-hand social media content, getting it in front of more people, especially if you can get that retweet.
Boom. You guys, we are reading your guys' comments. So thank you very much. I want to say hi to Freestyle Kids, KS Tutorial, Twitch Talks. So you guys put your question down below and let us know where you're watching from. But again, like what Sean said, you know, like there's so many different ways to get views, and we're going to be talking about some of the coolest ways that we've seen that you guys can be learning from as well. And the next example we have for you is from a friend of ours. His name is Guy from DVE Store. Now, let me tell you a little bit about DVE Store. They are a business that actually sells audio and lighting equipment for professional video. And they actually do all kinds of different stuff. But how they got their start was doing product reviews of this equipment that they sold. Now, back then, I don't know what his business model exactly was, but Guy wanted to add a lot of value, and he was specifically doing tutorials and product reviews on these different types of products. Totally normal thing, except this was 10 years ago, you guys. And what he would do is he would do products that weren't getting a lot of reviews, even in blogs, and he was creating these videos. One example is Rode mics, right? And Rode, as you guys know, as creators, is a huge brand. And literally, that was such a big deal to the brand that he would create these videos. To this day, Rode, the company, is very thankful and actually shows their appreciation to him as one of their #1 partners in selling their products. And just a little story about Guy and DVE Store. From his humble beginnings of uploading these videos to his YouTube channel, talking about these this audio and lighting equipment, he's been able to grow this into a multiple 7-figure business, a business that lives outside of YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong, they're still uploading videos, but his business is huge, and it's here in the Northwest, in the Seattle area. And I can tell you, I go to the warehouse, I know that they're doing tons of volume, and it all started with YouTube, okay? And this idea of tagging a brand by just doing a product review, and again, that's a normal thing now, but you know, what brands, what businesses, what companies can you do product reviews on and tag them? And obviously, like Sean said, through Twitter, reach out to them by tagging them. That would show you appreciation by introducing your content to a whole new audience, resulting in more views and hopefully more subscribers.
Absolutely. And very practically, we mentioned this power tip where you can tag up to 10 accounts on a photo. So if you upload a photo to Twitter, see down here, it says that Benji was tagged, I was tagged, video influencers, but 6 others. So we tagged some of the brands that we talked about in this. Now, this wasn't a brand deal, right? So again, this is not like we're tagging brands and we were working with them. It's just like we use this Archon tripod, and you can see that Archon right there retweeted this, and it started to get a ton of reach, which gets more traffic to the video, right? So be thinking about that hand-to-hand combat that you can be doing by just, you know, if you review a makeup product, a beauty product, a health product, you know, or if you talk about another YouTuber, if you do a compilation video of maybe your 5 favorite, you know, fitness YouTubers, to shout out some other people and give them some love and tag them, you can tag more accounts in the photo, and it doesn't take up the characters on Twitter. See, there's actually no @ tags here, just the topic and then the YouTube link, nice and clean, got some emojis, and you can do that. And by the way, we love Twitter. And so if you ever want to reach out, we do our best to try to answer your questions, connect with you guys, vibe with you guys on there. So connect with Benji and I on Twitter if you want. And again, we have a whole video out about Twitter. We really recommend you be using it. But let us know in live chat or in the comments right now, are you currently using Twitter? And go ahead and post your @name, right? @your name in the comments. Don't post a link because that gets like sent to spam, but just your @name in the comments. Well, number 2 is trends and controversy. We're talking about 3 tips that are kind of unconventional, things that maybe you wouldn't normally think of to get more views. So the power question here is, how can you join the current conversation? And here's an example. Benji and I were just at VidCon with Judy and the team, and are all kind of hanging out, doing some stuff, video influencers, interviews, other things. And you may have heard about this. I was standing outside when Logan Paul showed up and this huge riot broke out. I mean, just they're standing in the fountain, water was going everywhere, and kind of controversial. Maybe you love Logan Paul, maybe you hate him. We're not here to even make a commentary. We're here to talk about the power of jumping into the midst of current cultural conversations, current things that people are talking about. And so it was actually Judy's idea, Benji's wife, who was like, because I just shot the footage. I just couldn't not film. I was standing outside on an elevated position nonetheless. Like, this is literally my angle. And I filmed this, and she's like, you should edit a little video together. So I was like, all right. Well, what I did was not just post the video, and that would be kind of the mistake. Like if you just put the footage out there, well, yeah, news people might pull it from you and whatnot, but that's not joining the conversation. So what I did, definitely with Benji's and Judy's advice and tips, was I kind of said, hey, this just happened. And then what I did too, because I was like, well, man, some people are going to hate this. Some people are going to love it. I actually just posed a question. So I was like, hey, you know, this happened. This was crazy. You know, some people are going to say like, this is irresponsible. But also, you know, some people are going to say, well, maybe like he's just trying to connect with his fans. What do you think? So not only did the video kind of blow up, and this is my personal channel, normally only gets maybe a couple thousand views. It's got 37,000 views and joined right in the middle of the conversation. And then check this out. Now, this isn't crazy because this video wasn't even super on brand for me, but 11 subscribers just from this video going out there grew from this one video when I look at the statistics. So this is hand-to-hand social media growth hacking content, like doing things, jumping in the conversations. The good thing is that I also really shared my personality. I really shared some of my stance of it. Thus, those 11 subscribers would be like people like, okay, well, I resonate with Sean. 37,000 views, but a few people that were probably the right subscribers. So a very good, just kind of growth hacking way to grow. And this power tip we've learned from Philip DeFranco was that don't just join the conversation, but then invite the conversation, especially around polarizing issues. He's the master. You know, you just throw it out there. He'll share his opinion, but then he really invites and says, okay, there's really going to be two sides to this. Let's go in the comments. And nowadays for the algorithm, you want to be bumping up your engagement as much as possible. And this is absolutely one of the best ways to do it.
Boom. So first off, I want to give a shout out to Solace and Dread. They just did a super chat. If you guys don't know what that is, that prioritizes your actual comment. And they say, hey, you guys have helped us get almost 200 subs and 10K views, get monetized. Thank you guys. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. Again, we're reading your guys' comments, so leave your comments below, hit that like button, and share this with people. And, you know, we're going to be vibing with you. We're going to get to Q&A real quick. But like Sean said, you know, like what are the things that you can take advantage of? Here you can see a screenshot of myself, my wife, and my beautiful daughter in a thumbnail doing the yoga challenge. So one of the things you can do is jump on challenges, you know, like it's very trendy. They're always out there. And in fact, this video did really well. So, you know, this is on our vlog channel. We get about 200,000 to 300,000 views per episode, but this one did way more. And I believe it is because it's a challenge video, right? People are typing in yoga challenge that are into yoga or just like to watch different vloggers do yoga challenges. And also, in addition to this, you guys, that was a sponsored video. This isn't a video we would have typically done because we have a daily upload schedule for our normal content. However, you know, a company wanted to sponsor us, and we thought of, hey, let's do a yoga challenge, but always came from a place of value, right? So doing the challenge isn't enough. You always want to make sure it considers like, is this valuable for my my audience? Is it aligning with the reason why they even subscribe to my channel? So ask yourself that. Go ahead and go to the next slide, Sean. But you guys, this is the thing. There's so many trends out there. There's so many challenges. There's so many things that you guys could be jumping on and piggybacking on to take advantage of, you know, like different things to get yourself more views. So definitely want you guys to check out that video just to see what it is compared to our normal vlog episodes.
Absolutely. And another kind of cool example, because we want to encourage you that this works at every level, but even if you're just starting, like you're trying to build something, right? And that's a lot of you in our community, we know you're trying to grow your influence and you're in those early stages. So doing strategic and smart things to join the conversation can be a good way to get greater awareness. So our friend Owen, who actually has got a great YouTube channel that shares YouTube tips for business, but he also has a channel that's about his faith and it's called The Christian Perspective, and they're just starting it. It's actually a podcast. They're posting some of the videos on YouTube, but it's like from ground level right now. He's getting it going. And so normally they might get, you know, 10 views or 20 views or 200 views on, you know, their episodes when they first come out or whatever. So they posted a video though recently, and we encourage you to do this even on other platforms. And they joined the conversation around DACA, which is obviously a very, you know, sensitive issue. and something that is very passionate, of course, for human rights and thinking about all these things. Lots of opinions on both sides. And that video got about 10x, 20x, 50x the reach, the exposure that they would normally get because of joining some of these polarizing cultural conversations. So you can see this has almost 3,000 views. And that's the kind of growth hacking strategies we want to be encouraging you guys to be thinking about, right? How can you jump into the conversation that is already happening? And that's really the big question that you want to ask.
Absolutely. Another thing I wanted to add to that is, like Sean said, it's all about the conversations. Obviously, you have your content that you put out that people are consuming, right? They're watching this content to get educated, to be entertained, to get something of value. When you do these other type of videos where you create conversations, then they are part of the content. Now, obviously, these conversations typically happen like on Twitter or other platforms, but they can absolutely happen here on YouTube as well. And that's what we're trying to really talk about when we're talking about these different trends, or what are these like latest controversies or things that are on people's minds, because there's a little bit of forgiveness there if it's not your regular content, as long as it aligns with what your channel is all about. And that's the power of YouTube and social media, is a direct link to your audience, right? You're having a two-way conversation. That's why engagement is so important. So just a bonus to doing videos on trends and controversy is it gives you a reason to go even deeper and to engage on a whole nother level, outside of just people just commenting on your videos and you just responding, saying, yeah, thank you, or answering their question. You can actually have a long conversation. And this is a huge hack, Sean. I would love to hear what your thoughts are, especially when it comes to conversation. When you put up a video, you want people to comment. You want people to like and share. When you have these ongoing conversations, it really helps the algorithm think, probably it's true, that this video is relevant for people, right? It's creating this engagement, and it's creating long view times, right? Audience retention is up. And that's what YouTube and all the platforms like seeing. So if you can create these videos that get tons of comments, it's going to really benefit not just that video to get more views, it's actually going to benefit your channel, because it's going to get the credibility, it's going to get the authority that your next video could absolutely have that same engagement.
100%, I agree. And we're talking about 3 unconventional ways to get more views on your videos, grow your channel, and ultimately grow your influence. And if you're just joining, you can always catch the replay to get all 3. And we're on number 3, which is maximizing momentum with strategic follow-up content. And so this would be the question of, what should you do if you have a video that takes off? And this might mean a huge video that blows up massively, or this might mean maybe you just normally get 30 views a video, but you have one that goes to like 3,000 or 5,000. It's got some momentum going behind it. These are what we would recommend that you do. And it's by creating strategic follow-up content.
Sean, videos on me, bro. Videos on me.
We're back. So maximizing momentum with strategic follow-up content. What should you do if you have a video that takes off? And Benji, take it away. Here's an example of what to do.
Absolutely. So you guys, going viral is not necessarily something we recommend doing, because it's such a huge task and your efforts are better spent other places. But when that happens, which is just a matter of time, and when we say viral, that's going to be different for different channels, different types of content creators. But, like this is a great example of somebody that went viral, just total luck, right? And people say, oh, it's because they went viral, but it absolutely needs follow-up hustle, follow-up work, right? And this is a great example. So here is a video, good-looking parents sing Disney's Frozen, right? Obviously that blew up back then. That was a huge topic, very successful movie. And Sam and Nia, they actually did a video in their car singing along to one of the more famous songs, and it truly went viral. It's up to almost 23 million views right now. Literally, it was getting like millions of views a day. And at that point, they had not done a lot of YouTube. They're just uploading things here and there. Now, what I like to highlight is what they did afterwards. What we're talking about is that follow-up hustle. They now are daily vloggers. Like I said before, they were not daily vloggers, but they saw there was this huge influx of family traffic, right? So they thought, let's be family vloggers. I don't know if they actually thought of it that way or they were that deep into that, planning, but they started uploading almost daily. And we actually met them very early on. And I got to learn about how they grew and everything. But again, following up your viral video with hustle, and think of this, like it's not something you can necessarily plan when something's going to go viral, but you probably have videos that actually do well and get a lot of momentum, get a lot of views, and think of the ways you can follow that up. And what we like to talk about is just being prepared for this, right? You know, we want to give a lot of you guys hope that maybe are struggling or hitting a lot of roadblocks or just like have given up on YouTube. You just never know when your opportunity is. And just like Sam and Nia, you just have to be prepared and ready. So just a little note, Sam is a photographer. He knew how to do video. He knew how to edit. Just like a lot of you guys, you're uploading, you're getting a lot of experience, you're getting better at this. So when that moment happens, when a video hits, you got to be prepared and ready. So all these uploads, maybe you're not making any money from it. You're not getting sponsorships. Maybe you're still having a day job. And Sean and I both know that when that moment comes, which is just a matter of time, if you're hustling and you're improving and you're doing all the things that it takes to be successful on YouTube, it's just a matter of time.
Absolutely. And one of the things we want to encourage you to is don't actually get stuck on the word viral. What you want to do is number 3 is you want to do kind of related videos around any of your content that gets a little bit of momentum. And the way you could figure that out is you could go to your analytics and look at your real-time analytics. Everybody, if you're part of the video influencers community, you want to use those a lot more often. So not just analytics, but real time. It's going to show you videos that are currently getting traffic. Maybe it's only 1 or 2 views every 48 hours. Maybe it's 10 views every 48 hours, but it's the videos that are actually getting momentum. So we're actually using this plugin from vidIQ, and that gives us an extra trending tab. So for instance, we could look at like a video that's even really old, social media hacks that we had. This says 48 years ago. That's obviously an error. That's super funny. Before we were born, we did a video that that is amazing. But for instance, like this video, should you start a second YouTube channel? It's 6 months old, but it's still getting about 1 view per hour, so 24 views a day. So the point is, look into your content, and you can see that same data, similar data in your real-time analytics. And so here's like a practical example for how you can ride the momentum of kind of your own channel. So on my tech channel, I put out a video called Best Camera for YouTube, and just 2 weeks ago, and it's got a ton of momentum. Like right now it's getting 26.9 views per hour, right? So even like the time we're doing this live stream, 26 people will see this. Well, what you want to do, and here's like the hack. So Sam and Nia started posting daily videos. They followed up momentum, right? So I saw this video, so I wanted to create related follow-up videos. So then the next week I put out a similar camera review video, and look, I went to my own related videos, and now they're showing up together. That one's getting similar views per hour. They can recommend each other, and they can be part of the same video cluster. So if any of your videos kind of take off a little bit, what 2 or 3 related videos can you make around that? The other reason this is important and powerful is if you have a video take off, that means you might get an influx of new subscribers. So maybe all of a sudden 400 new subscribers join your channel. Well, they joined your channel maybe for green juice recipes. So if that's the case and that video is taking off and people are joining, then spin off a couple of videos that are maybe green smoothie recipes, because that's probably where your new subscribers, that's the stuff they'd want to click on the most, which can put lift on your channel.
Absolutely. And, I just want to give a shout out to somebody in the comments area. Jamie Lee Bone says, would you say that products and companies don't mind being tagged? I'm always worried I'll come off as annoying. So I can tell you this, no, they will not be annoyed. And it's always good to do it. And as Sean answered earlier, it's really important to tag as many people as you can as it's relevant to, right? And not just like companies and brands, but also other creators. Like if you did a video about, somebody else's setup and you talked about them, you can totally tag them. And this is a thing too. One thing we didn't mention earlier that I definitely want to drive home here, brands, companies, even other content creators, they are looking for other dope content to share. They want the they want the credit to be able to share things with their audience, right? Dope things. That's why people share things on Facebook. That's why people retweet things on Twitter, because they want to get the credit for introducing this dope content to other people. If it's content that they're in, or their products in, or their brands in, or them and themselves as creator is in, that's why, like, for example, that story of Sarah, is this Sarah Dishi?
Yeah.
Right? She did a video about Casey Neistat, did really well. And then Casey went and did commentary on his vlog and shared her video because he thought it was so dope. Creators love being honored, appreciated, and if you can do that for a brand or a company or like another creator, I think it's a great way to get on people's radar, and not an annoying way, right? What's annoying is if you're like going to their platform and just saying, hey, can you please subscribe? Hey, can you please check out my channel? If you create a dope piece of content for the brand, business, or creator, and you tag them, they actually like that. So I definitely would suggest doing that. And we're going to be talking about a couple more other tips here. But you guys, leave your questions. Remember, hit that like button, share this with somebody, because we're not going to be live for very much longer. And we want to answer all you guys' questions in real time.
Absolutely. And so, guys, we thank you. We share the 3 tips. We want to jump into Q&A, but we also just want to recommend this playlist to you, especially if you're starting from scratch or trying to grow. It's our YouTube tip series. And so we'll link that up on the YouTube card, as well as it's in the description. Question of the day, and we definitely want to hear in the live chat, but if you're on the replay, what trends, conversations, or challenges could you do in your niche? And that's a question we want to hear from you to get you thinking, along this line. What conversations could you join? What challenges could you do that are also related as much as possible that could build to your content calendar and your niche? Let us know in the live chat. Let us know in the comment section. And we're super pumped to get into Q&A. The King says, so you're saying I was a small channel teaching others about marketing tips and tricks. I could do no more how big sorry, I maybe don't understand the question.
No matter how big or small. No matter how big or small. Yeah. Can you do this?
Got it. So can you do these tips? That's why we wanted to share these tips. Can you do these 3 tips if you're just starting? Absolutely. That's what's cool. And we shared that story of Miguel, who's part of the video influencers community. He just started a music channel. He makes music with his wife. They're putting out songs, singles, and then he's sharing tips about how to make music. And in the last few months, he just crossed 1,000 subscribers because he's doing tactics like this. So that's the thing. The person, he did a book review. The book review got only like 16, 20 views, 30 views. But then he got a retweet, so got a handful of more views. That can lead to more subscribers. So this is what we want to encourage you guys to do. Channels grow 1 subscriber at a time, right? You put in the work and you put in the hustle, and especially early on, it takes time to get momentum. You might see like, man, these channels are growing so fast. But if you're just starting, it's harder. You don't have momentum yet. Do these tips to create momentum.
Absolutely. I want to add to that answer as well, because I think a lot of people are asking, like, when I'm first starting out, I have 0 subscribers. How am I supposed to talk about something where it doesn't even look like, I'm applying it or gaining the, momentum? Because talking about marketing or advertising, this is a thing. If you have the chops for something, because you have the experience, you have the knowledge, then absolutely, there's nothing saying you can't do it. And of course, there's going to be this perception because you're just starting out, you don't know anything. But the reality is, if you can, like Sean said, add value to 1 viewer and they watch your whole video, YouTube doesn't think, oh, just 1 view. They think, did this person watch it all the way through? Are these tags relevant to these other search inquiries, right? And that's how you build the momentum. Just like Sean said, 1 subscriber at a time. I actually say 1 view at a time, right? In the beginning, because a lot of people might not subscribe. They might get their answer and just leave, right? It's going to take a while and take momentum. That's why it's so important that, it's so cliche, but you just can't quit. So another thing I always say too is, like, if you're young and you're just getting out of high school and you don't really have a hobby you're really good at or a passion, you should go out into the world, explore, and like find out what you're all about, learn some things. But dude, if you've read like every single book about marketing and advertising, you watch every single video and you know how to apply it in the real world, there's nothing saying you can't do it. And that's what's amazing about YouTube, right? YouTube will decide if you should succeed or not. And that's why it's important to follow these best practices that Sean and I teach on this channel, as well as like a lot of things that a lot of creators talk about when it comes to getting more views and subscribers. Because if you've got the chops, because you've got the passion, you've got the experience, you've got the skill, and you create great content, and you're applying these best practices to optimize your videos for search, right? To distribute it on social media, vibe with other people, connect, collaborate. It's just a matter of time. Sean, can I get an amen to that? That it's just a matter of time before people get found.
Amen. Absolutely. We can get another question or two. The King asks, what's the YouTube channel of that Miguel does? This is his channel. It's his name. He's putting out a lot of consistent content. And even if we look at this, that's one of the big things that I would say, because he's actually a friend of mine that lives here in Vegas, but I'm so inspired right now by his hustle, because he's like telling me, he's like, dude, this is work, man. But he's planning video ideas, putting out 2 videos a week. He's got other stuff, other responsibilities. And I think that, I know you're on your grind too. If you're part of this community, you're putting in the work. But if you're getting discouraged, like tap back into that resolve to just say, I'm going to keep posting content. I'm going to keep putting out videos. And I'm really going to do my due diligence to make them as best as possible. I want them to be excellent, helpful, valuable. Stowed Daily Stuff asks, what about when a viral video dies? Can you use the same method to bring it back? I would say that you wouldn't really want to use, like, it's kind of like surfing. And I'm not a pro surfer, but one of my best friends, Jeff Moores, is. And so I would learn that what he would do is he'd wait for a wave, then he would paddle out, he'd catch the wave, and he'd ride it as long as possible. Kind of the goal of a surfer, right? You're trying to ride it as long as possible, throw that style in there, a couple tricks, whatever. But then eventually you get off the wave and you need to catch the next one. No viral video ever stays going forever, or not even viral. No video that has momentum on your channel will probably forever have momentum. So you always want to be posting new content. But as Benji's been saying, when you catch these opportunities, even if it's just a little spike, try to ride every single spike of momentum to maximize it to its maximum potential. Benji, land the plane with one more question.
Yeah, Gordon, I don't know if you answered this yet or not, Sean, but you definitely talked about it. Gordon asked, when putting the link for Twitter, does it go into the character count? So I don't know exactly how that works. I think that Twitter does some things to lower the link, but absolutely when you tag people, it does not, right? And this is another reason, again, just a total side hack. Using Twitter video is amazing, because the reason the word count or the character count is so important is because you have a limited space to fill up, right? It's like super precious. What words you use, what combination. But you do a Twitter video, that's like literally tripling the space that you have. And you think about like somebody's phone and how much space you take up in their Twitter feed. In fact, and some of you guys, let me know in the comments area if you did, we promoted this with a link just like normal, right? We said, hey, we're going to be live, but also I did a Twitter video in addition to that, because you just take up so much of the screen. So definitely want to answer your question as much as possible. Like maybe Sean can comment on it, but I would tell you this. Make sure you utilize the tags for images and use, like Sean's showing right now, that video, or he showed that video of me actually creating a piece of content to promote what we're doing, to expand how much more coverage we have on the Twitter feed. So yeah, I just want to say, you guys, real hopeful for you guys. Really know that you guys can do this. We've seen a lot of success stories come about in the last 3 years of us doing this, but just know that we've been doing this for 10 years and we're always blown away by what people are doing, right? We're always learning ourselves, like these new techniques, these new ways to get more views, to get more subscribers, to ultimately become a video influencer. And it's just a matter of time, you guys. And just know that it takes time, right? So have faith in yourself, be committed for the long game, because that's what it takes. I always say like 99.9% of people, it took a while for them to get traction. The reality is, me personally in my life, I don't know anybody where it just happened by accident. Everybody has to put in the time, right? Even if you start like Sam and Nia, they have to put in the time. They have to hustle long term to make it a sustainable career, into like a business, into something they can live off of, so they can become a full-time video influencer. So just know, like, there is no shortcuts. Yeah, even Shauna and I, we always are seeing these different like Facebook ads saying, yeah, get the shortcut to success or whatever. And we know that they might have some hacks, some strategies, some tools to help you like skip a few steps, just like what Sean and I try to teach. However, we just know to build something with a kind of foundation that will survive ups and downs of algorithm changes of YouTube, and to become something very fruitful and an opportunity that will be serving your life for a long period of time. It takes a lot of time.
Absolutely. So guys, thanks so much for being here. We're excited for future live streams. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And one of the biggest things you can do if you got value out of this is smash the like button, number one. And number two, if you could come back, because the bummer with live chat is all your comments disappear. So we're going to read as many as we can right now. We want to connect with you there, why it's still live. But then it flips over to 0 comments on the video. And that's something to know about YouTube Live. So if you want to come back, that's a great place to give us some feedback and ask your question that we could cover in a future live stream. Plus, if you want to come back, answer the question of the day, type in some of the trends, conversations, or challenges that you could join in your niche. And that's something good to write down, to be thinking about today, because that's probably one of the best ways to get noticed, right? To be thinking, all right, in my niche, what can I do? Marinate on that, because there could be some big opportunities for you to grow over the next few weeks with that. Again, video influencers will help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. Benji, land the plane.
You guys, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys watching us, taking time. Like I said, I keep saying time. And we're just looking forward to more videos like this. Let us know in the comments area after this what other live broadcast topics you guys want to see. Talk to you guys later.